Hi, this is Shane Davis. Welcome to the Cherry Point Marina here in Quw'utsun Bay. 109 canoes have assembled here in preparation for their last leg of the journey to the West Can terminals. These canoes are from 65 separate points from Alaska, the Queen Charlotte Islands, and as far south as Oregon. Needless to say, some of these paddlers have spent weeks on the water and have now arrived here at the Cherry Point Marina. Obviously, much organization is needed to coordinate the various nations and their crews. The theme for this event is Paddle to Quw'utsun 2008. When the canoes depart here, they will head for the West Can terminals at the western end of Quw'utsun Bay. Upon their arrival, ceremonies for the Quw'utsun 2008 North American Indigenous Games will begin. Culture and tradition are a major part of these games. Note the traditional Quw'utsun hats as worn by many of these indigenous people. Note also the various shapes and decorations. It is easy to imagine how a flotilla of canoes would have appeared centuries ago. Seeing these canoes in color and in action brings to life the black and white photos or pen and ink sketches as illustrated in the dusty volumes of history. Each nation has its own flag. Each nation has its own special decoration applied to the canoe, and each nation has its traditional clothing. Needless to say, it is quite inspiring to see history come back to life and also see how the indigenous communities are changing with the times. As we can see, the paddlers are returning to their canoes in preparation for the final leg of their journey. Even though it is July, it is rather chilly. There is a stiff wind which has intensified the waves. As the canoes paddle away from the shore on the east side of the marina, we can see Salt Spring Island in the distance, and then we see Mount Zuhalem to the northwest. We are in traditional Quw'utsun tribal territory. As these canoes depart, it is easy to be overcome with a sense of history. Here is a sight which will seldomly be repeated. It is colorful, it is stirring, it is memorable. Mother Nature has brought on the winds, and the winds are a challenge to many of the paddlers. We realize that some of these canoes are very serious vessels. The last of the canoes leaves from the east side of the marina. Note its sheer size. Note the high bow with its elaborate decorations and the elaborate ovoid designs along its sides. See how it seems to tower alongside other canoes. Gathered on the beach west of the Cherry Point Marina are many more canoes. They are awaiting their turns to join the convoy headed for West Can terminals. The arrival of 109 canoes at the terminal will be a very emotional event. However, it will be somewhat spoiled by all the modern powerboats which have come to see this curious parade. What a gentle reminder of centuries past, when ships from elsewhere in the world sailed into Quw'utsun Bay and were surrounded by curious natives paddling their canoes. How the world has changed. Again, our scene is bathed in history. Mount Prevost lies in the distant west. Much native history is soaked into its peak. The Quw'utsun estuary lies below and into our foreground. Gone are the days of plentiful salmon, of multitudes of eagles, and frequent visits of the killer whales. But here today, our local native history is being nurtured. The last canoe to leave the east side of Cherry Point Marina has stopped on the west side in order to collect the remaining crew. With full crew aboard, it paddles its way west. With so many canoes in the final parade, much organization is needed to ensure the final leg of the tribal journey of canoes is a success. Not an easy task. The last canoe leaves Cherry Point Marina. It will join the others at the West Can terminals. Then the beach falls into silence, with only the echoes of a colorful event ringing in our memories. Success surely has come to this occasion. The canoes were greeted with open arms by all who gathered. The North American Indigenous Games attracted thousands of athletes to the Quw'utsun Valley, thousands of cultural performers, thousands of volunteers, and of course countless thousands of spectators. All of these people united to produce a week of culture, sport, excellence, and above all a time of happiness, a time of hospitality, and a time of hope, healing, and honor. It will long be remembered.